News starts right now.
Right now at 4:30, a memorial held today for an 8-year-old boy who was shot and killed in Atlanta. His body brought home to Fort Lauderdale. That's where he's from. Still, no charges have been filed in the shooting of Caden Jones.
His family wants answers.
So this little boy got shot in Atlanta. No one from the Hawks made a statement. No one from the Falcons made a statement. No one from ESPN made a statement. And I'm going to tell you why. Because yes, you can make a statement on Kyle Rittenhouse every day of the week. You know why? Because there's not another Kyle Rittenhouse. If they had another Kyle Rittenhouse, they would have had him on the Summer Jam screen. Like, look, they're everywhere. It's emboldened by Trump. They only have that one guy. And it was like Jason Whitlock said, it's like gold. And yes, he killed 2 gliders and shot another glider in the bicep. Bicep lives matter. However, it's been twisted into some racial thing. If they had to speak every time a little boy or little girl this age or younger gets shot in the stand, they wouldn't have any time to talk about LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or Lamar Jackson. They wouldn't have any time. Because everywhere where there's a football team or a basketball team, those are all democratically run cities. Buffalo. The mayor's husband is in jail for drug trafficking. Baltimore. Prior to this mayor, Jack Young, the previous 3 mayors all were ousted from their position and put in prison. Okay? Minneapolis, need I say more? Kansas City, a killing field that no one talks about. All these cities where they have these teams with these outspoken players and everybody wants to kneel and everybody wants to comment on Kyle Rittenhouse. If they had to speak about this, it happens every day in all these cities. Everywhere there's a football team or basketball team, this happens every day. Maybe the kids survive sometimes, but the kids getting shot in every one of these cities every day. In silence. These are terrible people. I want you to understand that these football players and these basketball players and these analysts, they're not just like, doing some agenda by talking about this and not talking about that. They're horrible people. Think about the platform LeBron James has. And think about the amount of kids that get killed in Akron and Cleveland alone every year. The amount of violence that happens in that. That is a Cleveland, Akron area is a battlefield. He never once mentioned it. He lives in LA. He never once mentions it. Not once. And we're supposed to think that he's some great guy. These are terrible people. They're just bad people. And it's time to start thinking about it. This is Miami. He played Miami, right? Didn't he run to Miami to get some rings? How many stories have I done on kids getting killed in Miami this year? Just me, one guy, covering the whole country by myself. The ones that I catch. And it's not like they don't speak, they wouldn't speak on this one, or they only speak on a few. The only one I've ever heard them speak about was Jasmine Barnes. Because they thought it was a white guy. It was a white guy, a glider, happened to be leaving the mall parking lot at the same time that shooting happened. And the security camera caught him leaving. And then they arrested the real perps, 2 Sunmen, and the NBA players dropped it like a bad habit. They were all going to pay for a funeral. It was the worst thing that ever happened. When they arrested the guys who did it, they dropped her like a bad habit. Hit one if you remember Jasmine Barnes. They dropped her like a bad habit. They didn't let her down. They didn't slide her they dropped her. And don't tell me he built the school. That school is a fraud. I've already done videos on it. That school is a fraud. It's the worst secret in all of professional sports, that school is a fraud. The taxpayers pay, first of all, his foundation, not him, his foundation. So all the money people donate to the LeBron James Family Foundation, all your dollars you donated, that's his half. Then the taxpayers pay half. But he doesn't have to pay until the school reaches a certain amount of enrollment. It's the biggest scam ever. LeBron James built the school. These people are terrible people. They live in a community where people are killed every day. Kids are shot every day in every single city. And they go out here and they protest and take stands for thugs. Glider thugs now too. Rosenbaum and Huber and Gage Grosskreutz. All those guys are thugs. But this little boy,
10 News starts right now.
Right now at 4:30, a memorial held today for an 8-year-old boy who was shot and killed in Atlanta. His body brought home to Fort Lauderdale. That's where he's from. Still, no charges have been filed in the shooting of Caden Jones.
His family wants answers as they honor the little boy tonight. Local 10 Sinella Sabovic is live in Fort Lauderdale with more. Sinella.
Little 8-year-old Caden Jones was tragically shot and killed over the weekend in Atlanta. He has family there and here in Fort Lauderdale. His grieving father and South Florida family will hold a vigil tonight here at 6:30, remembering a sweet child who was taken way too soon. Loved ones in South Florida and in Atlanta are devastated and heartbroken, preparing to say their final farewells and lay little 8-year-old Caden Jones to rest.
Caden was God's gift.
Caden was shot over the weekend at an apartment complex in Atlanta just after 10 Saturday night. He was raced to the hospital where he died from his injuries.
These balloon releases are so annoying. These balloon releases are starting to get annoying. If you want to help this boy's legacy, make Joe Biden do what President Trump did for legend Taliaferro, little young boy who got killed in Kansas City. Trump heard about this story. You know, presidents have so much on their desk, but somehow they managed to get this in front of his face, and he heard about it. And he instantly sent the feds into Kansas City and started an Operation Legend to go in there and find these thugs that are doing these broad daylight and broad nightlight shootings, spraying sporadically in the buildings, spraying sporadically in the houses, just randomly shooting recklessly all over the place in these neighborhoods and drag them out of their little rat holes and put them behind bars. The fact that the president who got the least amount of votes from the Sun people did that, and the president who got the most amount of votes from Sun people also did that 30 years ago, but won't do it now because of political pressure. Because he already did it 30 years ago with the crime bill. But he won't do it now because of political pressure. It's absolutely amazing.